What's up, YouTube? This is Harrison Ormson with Ormson Aquarium Design. It's 3 a.m. or something, and I have decided to give you guys a little update on my shrimp tanks, the big ones in my room, and some of the natural light stuff I've got going on for shrimp, as well as that thing, the little nature hairgrass, dwarf hairgrass thing that I've had going for a month or so. But yeah, I'm gonna get some lights in the tanks because it's dark as hell in here, and I'll make more to the video thing. Alright guys, so here is the 40-gallon breeder that I've had for breeding the red cherry shrimp. There are a lot of shrimp in here. It's still early. I just dropped some food down there. I don't know what time it is. But yeah, since I last made this video, last time I had this video on here, or this tank on here, it was very underplanted. There wasn't a lot of wood in here. There wasn't even a lot of fish and shrimp and stuff in here. I think I had 150 or so in there. Now there's a good 300 maybe. You know, if you follow me on Instagram, I've posted a few pictures. There's a ton of shrimp in here. It's early, like I said, so they're kind of in sleep mode or whatever. I tossed some food in there to try to get them active, but they're, I mean, if you can see, they're all over the place in here. And swimming around, they're starting to get active. So since first started up the tank, added some, I think a lot more plants. There's some Aponigeton in here. It's just kind of growing out of this little, whatever it's called, coconut husk. I bought that. I thought it was cool. Added a dwarf lily in here. That's growing like crazy. It's the same one I had in my 29-gallon dirted tank. The actual same one. We've got amino shrimp in here. There's a, let's see if we can get this guy. Reticulated hillstream loach in here, a little butterfly loach. He's really cool. Eats some of the algae. Also, if you can see that, my assassin snails bred. There are that many of them. There's a bunch of little babies down there. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, added a lot of driftwood. This big piece of driftwood way in the back. Got some moss growing on there, that unidentified moss that I found in like the wilderness. That one piece of driftwood. There's these two pieces. This big piece of spiderwood with the bulbous is the same one from my 29-gallon dirted tank that I sold. That same piece back there with the little Anubias on it is the same one. Right now, the only tech I've got in this tank is that heater you see in the back. I had 2 sponge filters running when I first got started. Those are now, I don't know where they are actually. I've moved them around or something. I think one of them's outside. But yeah, now no filter. There's a lot of, you know, floaters going in here. I took out the inocorus, just wasn't really feeling it. There's still some, you know, clinging to life right there. I think there's some somewhere in the back as well, probably. Just haven't been able to find it or whatever. But yeah, hopefully, since they've got all this driftwood and plants and stuff, I won't really need an inocorus to take up all that space. But yeah, so this is the, you know, 40-gallon tank. There are this piece of driftwood covered in bulbous. If I can get a view from the top, you can see there's an Anubias congensis, I think. That big old Barteri that I've had for a long time, and other Barteri, or that's not, yeah, that's the one. This one of these has to folia. I can't remember all the Anubias. I need to look into those. There's a little water sprite down there. All these crypts. I love crypts. That's that same moss growing on top. You see all the shrimp all over the place. Just chilling. Yeah, and there's that Anubias, dwarf lily, there's some moss down there, a bunch of, I got this big piece of driftwood right here that's just covered in Anubias. I'm using that piece as a log to grow Anubias. There's that Aponigeton. Try to move this light over so you can see a little more, move some of this stuff out of the way. But yeah, then this whole area down there is being used for Java fern, and there's some Java fern, there's some dwarf sage, It's that big Punaget, there's more Java fern back there, and Hygrophila augustifolia. Yeah, and this tank is kept at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just really comfortable for the shrimp and the plants all together. Everything's thriving in here. They're loving it. Everything's healthy. Everything's loving life. So, yeah, that's this tank. I don't have a lot of plans really for it to change anything. Everything's perfect. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna let everything grow out. Hopefully these crypts are growing a little weird, getting really tall leaves, but I love it. It's really cool. I've never had crypts grow like that. Look how long, tall that freaking leaf is. But yeah, so yeah, this is the 40-gallon. All right, and so that's that. Here are 3 of the little self-sustaining little whatever you want to call them. This one is the oldest one. Or the substrate is the oldest, but this moss used to be in here, if you recall. Oh, there's my sponge filter. I don't know where that was. And this tank is really just, you know, some frog bit. There's probably some duckweed or something in there. Yeah, there's a little bit of duckweed in there. But mostly just frog bit and this moss that I found that's just growing like crazy. And there's probably, you know, there's a ton of algae. That's why it looks blurry. That's algae. And then a sandy bottom, which you can't really see. Is that a feather? No, it's a reflection. But yeah, wasn't even sure what kind of shrimp I had in here, and then found a bunch of babies, so yeah, they're loving life in there. This is the cookie jar tank, if you guys recognize that one. That's growing lovely. I moved some stuff around. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that. It's moved the you know, driftwood, added some sand, added some rock work. Or I added the driftwood, actually. It wasn't in there before. There's Physidums. I did not have that. That's my favorite moss, if you guys are curious. But yeah, this is a really simple thing. Just Hygrophila augustifolia, banana plant, some crypts in the back, dwarf sagittaria, a little moss every once in a while. But yeah, I had some shrimp in here, and then I ended up breeding. Oh, there's actually some floating plants up there as well. That's cool. But yeah, the shrimp started breeding in here, and I just let them do their thing. It's like I said, it's early in the morning, so everyone's kind of asleep. But yeah, there's that tank. This tank. There's that sponge filter again. This is one of those little Petco moss vine things that's in there. And then I just tied a Java fern to it, or just kind of stuck a Java fern hoping it would attach. And this is my stock of Riccia. That's all the Riccia I have, I think. I actually don't know. But yeah, I just kind of stuck that stuff in there. Stuck some old cycled filter media in here. This is just where I'm keeping everything. There's a bunch of shrimp in here. They bred in here as well. And I'm just letting it do its thing. So I can kind of have pre-cycled filter media, even though it won't be really 100% cycled, just kind of seeded. But yeah, there's that tank. And I will probably get a video of my outdoor stuff. I've got a 20-gallon long outdoor tank. I haven't made a video for that. But I'll make more info on, you know, self-sustaining, ecosystem, biotope, whatever you're talking. And I'll do that tomorrow. And the last tank I want to show you guys is this tank. This is becoming my new favorite tank. Or the 55-gallon is definitely my favorite tank. I need to do an update on that. But this tank is also really cool. Just starting to get the algae situation under control. As you can see, there's a ton of algae on the dwarf hairgrass. I don't know how it's going on. There's like a 4-hour light period that I just cut it down to 4 hours. It was like 6 hours. And there's 0 nitrates. I'm doing, you know, water changes. I'm adding remineralized water, RODI water, not even tap water, so there's no phosphates or anything weird in there. It's fluvial stratum, soft water, so won't be really degrading as fast as people assume it is. And the other thing in here is a little male amino shrimp, and 2 autos, and, you know, a ton of plants. Hygrophila pinnata, that's my favorite hygro. That stuff is awesome. If you haven't tried it, it's really cool plant. How'd the dwarf hairgrass get up there? Whatever. The dwarf hairgrass carpet is spreading like wildfire up here. Not necessarily like wildfire, but you know what I mean. It's spreading a lot better than I thought it would. And which is exciting because a buddy of mine is always talking about how dwarf hairgrass is super hard to carpet. But, you know,
But yeah, so there was a big piece of driftwood in here coming up, like up like that or whatever. And that was getting a bunch of moss all over it, and I wasn't a huge fan of that moss. So I took it out, and it's out on my backyard or something, drying out. And I'm going to put it back in when it's all not mossy anymore. And maybe try some, narrow leaf Java fern or a different kind of moss that isn't super ugly, like Physidum spontaneus, the greatest moss ever. And then I'll give that another shot. But yeah, hope you guys liked the video. That's, the few tanks that I've got in my room going right now. Just a little update on those. Probably do an update on the outdoor tank, like I said, the 20-gallon long I've got out there. And maybe the 55 tomorrow, if I've got time. So yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, Ormson Aquarium Design. And yeah, also give me suggestions for videos. I keep getting bored and end up just making updates on fish tanks that you can see on my Instagram. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.